So today is already taking a much different turn than we expected. We were going to go around and see the main sites of Banja Luka today, but after spending about half an hour trying to figure out how to rent a bike and failing at that, we decided we would save all that stuff till tomorrow because it's already noon and we have done nothing yet. So instead of doing all that today, we are on our way to go start a hike up to get a great view of the city and up to a monument. Since it's noon, we're gonna go grab some food and get some fuel for this hike, and then we'll head out.
We decided to go to this place called and we come inside. They ask us to sit inside or outside, and then they handed us a menu. We just pointed to one of the, I think it translates to combination platter, and so we got one of those based on his recommendation, and then also some cevapi. So we may be accidentally getting a lot of food. We'll see when it comes out, but it was his recommendation, so it should be good. We also heard that this place is really good, so I'm excited, but we may be pretty full for our hike coming up. So he just brought out our cevapi, which I think is what Sabrina has, and then the combination plate, and we were right, this is a ton of food, but it smells and looks so good. One of our favorite things this trip has definitely been the bread. It's like a pita type bread, and it's just like so buttery and soft. So perfect. It does not taste healthy at all, but because there's just so much butter in it, but it's so good. Yeah, the meat here has just seriously been one of the best things I've ever tried. Don't come here expecting to have like healthy foods, because this is what everybody says they love, like all the locals. It's just so good. But yeah, definitely not healthy. Our waiter, he doesn't speak really any English, but he brought out a list of the favorite places to go around town. Everyone here has been super nice so far.
Well, that wasn't exactly the nice, light pre-hike snack we probably should have gotten, but as expected, that was amazing. And on top of that, it was only about 20 Bosnian mark, which was about $10 US. So for all of that meat and 2 bottles of water, that definitely is a great price.
So we're in Banja Luka, which is in the northern part of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and this is a really interesting region because it's actually part of the Republika Srpska, which translates to the Republic of the Serbs. And this is a product of the war in the 90s. The Serbs in Croatia, in Slovenia, and Bosnia were wanting to split off and form their own greater Serbia. With how messy the war was, they weren't able to come to that exact resolution. And so, in an agreement that was pretty messy, they formed the Republika Srpska. So what's really interesting about this area is that most of the people here, and this is changing a little bit in recent times, but most of the people here are Serbs. And so pretty much it's like a little pocket of Serbia within Bosnia and Herzegovina. So it's just a really fascinating part of the culture. One thing I should clarify is that the little pocket of Serbia within Bosnia and Herzegovina is really like a good chunk of the country, probably 40% of it. So not exactly a small chunk. One of the things about visiting Bosnia and Herzegovina that at least I was really excited for is to see the combination of cultures, because I think it'll be very different from anywhere else that we've been. Sarajevo in particular has about depending on where you look, a 50% of its population are Muslim, and then the other half are like Orthodox Christians and Catholics. So that'll definitely be a stark contrast to the predominantly Christian places that we've been before. It makes me excited to go to Sarajevo and see the cultures really living amongst each other. It's a little spooky. I can't tell how deep it goes.
Well, should I type on that in right? This is what most of the the message going into the cave says. So,
Cry, scream, swear.
I think I'll pass.
The hike that we're doing goes up to a monument at the top of the hill where you can overlook the city of Banja Luka. Banja Luka.
I'm exhausted already.
You're tired already. But it's to commemorate the partisans or socialists fighting against the fascist invaders during World War II. So it should be a pretty interesting monument.
I wish I brought a hair tie. My neck is really sweaty.
The surrounding area is pretty cool. The trees are super tall.
Super tall.
Super tall.
Okay, we started here. Oh, we started down here, up here, I think. And so now where are we? We're here. And we're going there. So we're pretty close.
And there's an art gallery. Family tree ones are so cool. This is probably the coolest art gallery I've been in. And the least pretentious, because it's all right in the middle of the forest at the top of this hike. I was not expecting this at all, but there's some seriously incredible paintings here. I like this one a lot. Yeah, this is beautiful.
Well, that was amazing. We just met Drago, the artist of all of that art, and he was the sweetest. He just gave us, we all took a shot of rakija, which we've had so many times on this trip.
We just went to go say bye, or like, we know very, very few words. So we just went to say vala. It's like, thank you. He was very nice, and so we asked him like which painting was his favorite. He showed us. And then he took us to the back, he opened the back of his car up, and he pulls out like a wine bottle. I was like, Vino? Rakija? He's like, Rakija.
At two of our Airbnbs in the Balkans, we had our host greet us with shots of rakija. And so it's just a very friendly thing. It seems like everybody's open to sharing and making relationships by it. It's so cool. I love it.
It was awesome. He took us around showing us his favorite ones. And, you know, we were just like both speaking to each other in languages that each other couldn't understand.
Yeah, trying to use Google Translate to help. That is the exact experience that I wanted with starting full-time travel. That is everything that I have wanted. It was so good.
Yes.
He gave us this little pamphlet to follow him on Instagram. So I'll make this larger because I'm sure I'm shaking a bit. But everybody should go follow him on Instagram. He was the sweetest man, and his art was really beautiful.
It was incredible. But yeah, that was a great experience. And if you come here, we definitely recommend at least learning like a couple words, because not everyone, but a lot of people really open up even when you literally just say like vala. It's super nice. This is so much bigger than I was expecting.
It's huge. So once you stop and meet our new friend, you were just maybe 5 minutes away from reaching the monument.
The naked man at the front holding the flag is meant to represent the liberation of this area from the fascist powers. And then there's scenes depicted all around the sides of the battles that were fought. That's really an incredible piece of artwork. I think one of the great things about traveling is it really gives you some perspective about where you live, and just seeing how much difficulty this part of the world went through in not only just World War II, which is what this monument is based on, but even in the past 30 years and even more recently, there's just been so much conflict in these countries and in this area. So it just makes me really grateful to have grown up in the US, but also I think it's so difficult to understand what other people have been through, and it also makes you understand that even though like bad things were done on both sides, regardless of what side you fall on, like, there's really good people on both sides, and good people can get caught up in bad conflicts. And I think seeing people today that were incredibly nice to us, just like giving us their handwritten note of recommendations for where to go throughout the town without even really being able to communicate with them at all, or like the guy offering us the rakija and just barely being able to communicate. Like, these people are so welcoming to us, and it gives a very different perspective of this region than what a lot of people may think of when they think of Bosnia, the country that was in a war, like a really, really destructive war 30 years ago. It's just really, really a great gift to be able to travel, and we very much appreciate this ability. Sabrina did not like that. It left. Well, not every interaction can go as well as our others did.
I mean, it went fine. We're just really bad at speaking to people who don't speak English.
Yeah.
What we're learning.
There was a corn stand on the way back, and so we decided to get one, and we could not convey the fact that we only wanted to share one. And then we were trying to ask how much it was, and we couldn't figure it out, and then dropped all the money, and then Google Translate wasn't working, so yeah, that one went a lot less smoothly, but we got corn.
So our lesson learned from that is we're absolutely helpless without Google Translate.
Yeah. At the bottom of the hill, we decided to make one last stop at a nice little restaurant, and we're just getting a drink and some water. There's a great view. I think this is a really great way to end our hike. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the hike, and there were some really interesting things we saw today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow for the rest of Banja Luka.